The other challenges of photography, I would say the path of the photographer, which could be the path of the creative, right? Could be called the pathless path, I always say. Like, meaning there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees that you'll work. There's no guarantees that you never know. You have to live on some edge of never knowing of when the next paycheck's coming. You have to live on the edge of not knowing, not knowing. So that was a challenge for me in the beginning because I was and it still can be like my mind gets in the way of like it gets afraid. But I realize that path, that pathless path, when you don't know how it's all going to come together, is actually the path of faith. It's the path of trusting in something greater than what you've known. It's the unknown. So it's almost like learning how to go from what you've known, like this is all you've known, and so that the creative path is asking you to let go of what you've known, which is like the secure job, is like the paycheck every week. It could be this world that you've come to know, and then come over here to the unknown, which everything is possible, every possibility, right? There's photographers that are making $1 million a year. There's photographers that are struggling with $1. There's every possibility here, and it's this unknown world of possibility, which is where it's all possible. Now, that's the realm of energy and creativity and tuning into your intuition. So this is where moving from victim consciousness, or like a consciousness that is like contracted in what you've known, to a realm of possibility of everything unknown, it's like can be a huge challenge for a lot of people, because it's like, well, I've got, I'm called to be a photographer, but I've got a family, I've got kids, I have bills to pay. How can I do this, what I love, and make money and take care of my family? And it's like, right? It can be scary. It's like letting go of what you've known and opening up to possibility, right? And you don't know how it's all going to work out, right? But you know that if you stay contracted and fearful, that nothing, and what you've known over here, like, oh, I can't make money as a photographer, then you'll stay stuck there. You'll stay. That'll become your perception, your lens on reality. So that, I think, that was a hard challenge for me. It's always a challenge of that goes back to those states of consciousness of letting go of what you've known into the unknown, which ultimately leads you into the unknowable, which is like, what's beating your heart? We're a planet floating through space among a billion other planets. Whoa, whoa. There's a universal intelligence that's guiding whoa. So we can't know anything. And that's okay. It's okay. And that's actually great, because you can surrender to trusting, and that whatever's governing your heart and the whole entire world and worlds you get in alignment, and then everything will unfold from there, right? So that's the biggest jump. And I do, like, in a lot of my mentoring and coaching clients, that's a big part of what I do, is help them facilitate the space where they can let go of what they've known and enter into this unknown space, and how to navigate that, the pathless path. Like, there's no trail in the forest. So where do I go? And if you're out here looking at someone else's trail, right? That's not your trail. You're going to be a follower. And you won't tap into your originality or your genius or your creativity or what you're here to do. So how do you navigate where there's no path? So that was a challenge. Now it's a practice, and now it's a commitment to always tuning in to my intuition and listening and trusting. I will whatever it says, I follow, and I take that inspired step. Anyone who's on the creative path understands, you know, yeah, it's trusting and letting go of what you've known and opening yourself up to possibility. Just like, I mean, that a job can come out of nowhere and pay you $200,000. It's like, to this person back here who believes that that's not possible, that is not possible. But I'll tell you right now, that's possible because it's happening everywhere around the world to those people who it's possible to. So yeah, so it's letting go of what you've known, entering into a space of, it's almost like letting go of the box that you've put yourself into and the conditioning, money story, and so that can be a challenge. And that was a challenge for me in the beginning because I had, my family, both my brothers had become bankers, a left brain, you know, you gotta get a job, how are you gonna make a living? And it required me to do a lot of inner work and to have the faith and courage to follow the creative path. And I had to commit to showing up for the inner world so I could stay true. Otherwise, external forces would say, fear, you'll never make it, the economy, it's like, you can't make money as an artist, you can't do this, it's like whatever their story is, right? So I had to tune out and tune in.